Got UFC going on right there. It's all do better win. But watch the new show, finish What We Do in the Shadows, phenomenal show, and decided to go back in time to a show my brother recommended 6 years ago. The Night of. Riz Ahmed stars Naz Khan. It got John Turturro, a bunch of other actors in it, and it is a fantastic A+ show. So synopsis. Riz Ahmed plays a Pakistani kid in NYC, picks up a girl in his cab that he stole from his dad because he's trying to get to a party. And she's really high and intoxicated. She gives him a lot of drugs. They end up having sex. He wakes up and she's stabbed a million times. He does a lot of stupid things that look self-incriminating. He knows he didn't do it, but he gets arrested for it. There's no other suspects. And this is about his journey through the legal system. And it is a great, very gritty, very realistic take on what happens and how you can see how a lot of innocent people get thrown in prison based off circumstantial evidence. So he's awaiting his trial at Rikers, and one of the most notoriously harsh prisons ever. And it also shows you how prison takes small, innocent people, even scrawny people who barely did anything, and you either end up dead or you end up becoming a convict. You think and act like a convict. And that's what prison really does. Prison doesn't really cure people. Like 1 in 5 people come out better than they came in. But 4 out of 5 people really just turn into convicts. That's why they keep going back. It's a very harsh look into prison, very realistic look into prison. The legal system, how tough it can be, everyone's personal problems and little things that you don't think of when watching TV shows. Like John Turturro's character has eczema, his skin rashes, his dry skin, and how little things like that could drive you crazy. Because I have the same thing, not to the extent that he has, but I have a little dry skin problem thing that it drives me crazy. And when it gets really cold and really hot outside, I feel like my skin's prickling. It feels like needles in me. So these little things that drive you crazy. And it's that little journey of him with his eczema versus the grand scale of this guy dealing with being in prison. And just how hard life is and how unfair life is. Seeing his trial and seeing how when a DA and cops just get fixated on you. Also, especially the fact that he's Muslim in New York and post 9/11, that's a terrible thing to be. Because they're just gonna be very prejudiced against you. How harsh his life is from so many different angles. I love this show, and it's the one show I watched 1 episode. Next day when I woke up, I watched 7 straight. 1-hour episodes. The final episode was an hour and a half, a movie's length, feature length. So I watched 7.5 episodes in one day. Never done that before, but it was so damn addicting. It was so good. So I highly recommend The Night of if you want to get a really harsh take and scare the shit out of yourself for ever getting arrested. Life is rough, life is tough, and I feel like there's so many people in prison that should not be there, and you just got the circumstantial bad luck of the draw. They got the short stick. That's really the truth of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it happens all the time. So, those are my thoughts. A+, 100 out of 100, 10 out of 10. Phenomenal, addicting show. And it starts out Michael K. Williams, I believe that's his name, the guy who just died recently. He's in that show. He's great.